Well, a very good evening to this 39th study circle of Universal Briefing. We'll have a very lively and very dynamic session today. And for that, I would request our beloved student Purito, who is presently working as librarian of Future Hope School and mathematics teacher over there, to please carry on the session and do the needful. Purito, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. A very good evening to all of you. It's my great honor to anchor this 39th study circle of Universal Briefing. Today, we have a very prosperous person, Niladri Majumdar, Junior Research Fellow of Department of Librarian Information Science, Jadavpur University, as the speaker of our session. Our topic of this session is diversity among authors and editors representing LIS literature, assessment through opaque record of Jadavpur University. It is our great pleasure to have Dr. Soumen Mondal as the president of the study circle. Let me introduce Dr. Soumen Mondal, sir. Dr. Soumen Mondal is presently working as librarian at Prasanta Chandra Mahalanobis Mahavidyalaya, Kolkata since 2014. He has completed his BLIS, MLS, and PhD from Jadavpur University. He has published several papers in reputed journals and conference proceedings. Dr. Mondal has attended a lot of national and international seminars. I warmly welcome you, sir, to take over the charge of this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pradipto, for your nice word. Good evening, all of you. My respected professor, Udan Bhattacharya sir, my mentor, president of the Universal Briefing, respected chairperson of the study circle subcommittee, Dr. Atunu Das, and convener, Dr. Obhig Roy, esteemed colleagues, scholars, and guests. It is a great privilege and honor to sit before you today as the president of this study circle. Today's lecture will be given by Mr. Niladri Majumdar, and the topic of his lecture is diversity among authors and editors representing LIS literature. First, I am introducing Mr. Niladri Majumdar. He has completed his BLIS and MLIS from Jadavpur University with gold medal, and he is now working as Junior Research Fellow in the Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University. And before joining as JRF, he has worked as a library professional in Scottish Church College, Kolkata, and also served his duty as librarian in Future of School, Kolkata, during 2023 to 2024. Mr. Majumdar has published many journal articles and books, chapters, and he also has attended many national and international level seminars, workshops, and conferences. So I think now I would like to request Mr. Majumdar to start your presentation. So are you ready?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, you may start. Okay.
First of all, I would like to convey my deep convey to Professor Udan Bhattacharya sir for giving us this platform, and I am also grateful to General Secretary of Universal Briefing, Dr. Ranjan Samanto sir, Shapon Khan sir, and convener of the study circle, Ovik Roy sir, and President Atunu Das sir. And today's topic is diversity among authors and editors representing LIS literature. First confirm, is my PPT is visible?
Yeah, visible.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So regarding diversity, basically diversity refers to the presence of differences within a given setting. Basically it promotes inclusivity, respect, and equal opportunities. According to Oxford English Dictionary, diversity is the practice or quality of including or involving people from a range of different social and ethnic background and of different genders, sexual orientations, etc. According to Library Bill of Rights by American Library Association, diversity can be said as a total of differences and similarities among individuals, and it comes by value giving, recognizing, and identifying uniqueness among individuals. Basically, any library should hold a variety of materials created by or concerned by a large group of individuals and cultures, and satisfy the representations of diverse ideas basically. And according to, if I say, by association of research libraries, under which 125 research libraries, and under US and Canada, where few researchers suggested that if we would like to support in context of inclusivity, we should have to know what diversity actually it means, and include the library collections by different race and ethnicity. When we would promote multiculturalism and collections of academic libraries, we can follow Dickinson model basically. Now, Dickinson model is basically Dickinson College as in Pennsylvania, in United States of America, where Dickinson College librarian, basically head of the library resources, Steve Mackenzie, promote multiculturalism in the collection of academic libraries. Actually, he proposed some preemptive approach. What is preemptive approach? Basically, it is understanding of likelihood of the patrons, what actually patrons or users are liking, which books they are liking or not, and some views from the collection, for the collection buildings from the faculty members, what faculty members are suggesting for collecting books. When cultural awareness is basically promoted, then diverse materials is need to be collected. Therefore, multicultural documents basically for patrons familiarization themselves with their traditions and background is required. Therefore, for collecting multicultural materials in college and university libraries, basically we have to facilitate cultural diverse materials, and difficulties also there for acquisitioning and maintenance of those cultural diverse materials in academic libraries, or basically in higher academic university libraries basically. So, in terms of when we are talking about diversity, then socio-cultural is a term is very common and very frequent. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, socio-cultural basically denotes combining social and cultural factors. What are those factors? Basically, culture, cultural diversity basically, then gender diversity, ethnicity, language based diversity, age based diversity, religion, income, then education. These are the several diversities. When we will think about cultural diversity, there are different type of traditions, languages, and customs. And in terms of gender diversity, there should be equal representation of all genders, basically male and masculine and feminine, both genders should be equally treated. When age diversity, different age groups should be there in the workplaces and in society, or in any place of works basically. When religious diversity we are talking, then we should respect all belief systems by every religious groups and their faiths also. We have to always think regarding accessibility and inclusion for the differently able people, that is Divyangjan peoples, and along with that, acceptance and equal rights for all type of sexual oriented people, including LGBTQ communities also there. We have to acknowledge equal participations of lower income group and also middle, and along with the upper income group in the cultural diversity. When we are talking about education, then we have to think regarding all should get the education in a equal way, not in a favoritism way. In a for example, higher income group will get a different type of education, and lower income group will get a different type of education. This type of diversity is not required. There should be education for all and equality should be maintained. Now when we are talking diversity in terms of some objective has been identified by me in this study. Basically, to first objective is to determine the countries of origin of individuals representing LIS literatures, then to comprehend the relative comparison of continents represented in LIS literatures. Third, to investigate the gender diversity of individuals representing the field of library and information science. And final objective is to draw conclusion on collection development based on the under or over representations of the countries in the authorship. Before going to scope, we have to I just want to clarify something, that we know that in last 20 years basically we are watching some development in the field of ICT. A massive change has been uh, happened, and some drastic change might be observed in every sector, including our Indian educational sector also. So this change is an as significant in research in for research, and including its teacher educators and students also. For cities like our Kolkata, a large number of people, basically students, comes from far villages and gets opportunity for the admission to the higher academic institutions like Jadavpur University, Calcutta University, Presidency University, etc. And therefore, a remarkable diversity can be observed among those students as well as teachers and scholars. As a result, different students and teachers prefer a long variety of literatures by different types of author and editors, having various type of socio-cultural factors. Now university libraries, we know that these are the storehouse, basically libraries are the storehouse of knowledge. So with a long history of Jadavpur University library, if we see that we have a large collection of books, periodicals and many things in our library, which are largely and widely used by many. So libraries basically globally facing several drastic change in terms of providing service, in terms of need of the patrons, basically users, and with the technology used in the libraries itself. Therefore libraries act as a place for exchanging multicultural thoughts, views and ideas between students, librarians, staffs and faculty members also. Therefore various type of books, documents is required from every respective of domains. If we think regarding last year, according to last year, about 2024, Jadavpur University main campus and Salt Lake campus approximately having 6,92,000 and something books and other documents, and Salt Lake campus having 35,796 books basically, as per their record. And we know that online public access catalog is very much popular for Jadavpur University, with which everyone can locate these books in a fingertip. And therefore it is very much important for me to trace the diversity of authors and editors of the books that are made available by the Jadavpur University's library. So in terms of in this way, I set some scope. Basically the study actually examines the diversity of authors and editors contributing library information science literatures, including books and might be periodical, in the opaque record of the Jadavpur University. It aims to assess representation based on factors such as gender, ethnicity through its institutional affiliation, and thematic contribution in the LI scholarship. And the analysis helps in understanding the inclusivity of LIS literature and identifying potential gaps in diverse representation in collection of Jadavpur University, including with scope. Here is some limitations of my study. Basically it is limited to the opaque record basically of the Jadavpur University, which does not cover the whole LIS literature beyond this institution. And data is dependent on the availability and accuracy of the metadata in the opaque system. Basically, we know Jadavpur University is run by many interns, so there might be many errors in entering metadata when it is in the koha so therefore might be some accuracy is a concern issue. So with that, I am going for the methodology section. As I have already said, uh, all the LIS literature data, basically bibliographic record, has been retrieved from the from the opac of the Jadavpur universities itself, and sample size has been identified through the Sloven's formula. I will show it in the following section. And for the finding out those samples, basically from the population of this record of therefore I have used a rand between formula, which is used in basically in Microsoft Excel. Anyone can also use any app also, any from Google Play Store. You can use a random number generator app for identifying any for generating random numbers. So I have used here rand between formula in the Microsoft Excel, and then random sampling was basically implemented from this population of records, and then I have identified few samples by using Sloven's formula, and then the gender and ethnicity of the individuals were identified through various book back covers, then Google books, then few university faculty profiles, Google scholar profile, then some Amazon Kindle books, and from publishers website, and some several internet sources. And after that, finally the tables and charts has been incorporated for the data analysis section. So basically, if I go, I will be showing the sections, how I have calculated, and how I have identified the data, and how I have generated. Before that, I would like to say regarding some significance of this study, basically to ensure inclusive knowledge representation, so that I can say that diversity in authorship on and editorial roles ensures that library information and literature must be multiple perspective, culture oriented, and experiences, so that it will be help in avoiding the biasness and promoting some well-rounded and um, global understanding of library information science literatures. Second one is to identifying gap in representation, so that assessing diversity in LIS publications helps recognize underrepresented groups like women's, some backward communities or marginalized communities, or scholars from developing and underdeveloping underdeveloped countries. The third is one to encourage basically to equitable access for the publishing, so that lack of diversity in editorial positions may lead for the gatekeeping, so that the certain voices are can be heard, basically, so that promoting diversity, ensuring some fair editorial policies, and some inclusive LIS research environment can be generated. And enhancing research quality and innovation is the fourth point. So therefore diversity perspective, so that enriching academic field by introducing different methodologies, then viewpoints and ideas, and including some problem solving approach can be can enrich our academic LIS field. So it is very much prominent to lead that to more comprehensive and innovative LIS research. And last and second last is the reflecting global LIS practices, so that different diverse user group can get the LIS library information services, and LIS literature should reflect with the need of various communities worldwide, so that we can authors and editorial board can help in creating literature in a relevant and wider for the for the wider and global audience, basically. and last one is the supporting policy for the development in the LIS field. Basically, to policymakers or institutions can basically assess to formulate in some inclusive policies for research. How can we get funds, or how to hire, or how to publication opportunities can be generated in our field, so that a more balanced and fair ecosystem can be generated. So now I will show how I have basically taken my data in this following section. Basically, you all can see that it is our Jadavpur University's OPEC. All we can also can view from this. There is a section that is written call number basically. So here I have basically taken call number. Here also several like cataloging in the library catalog. There is a keyword search and title search and many searches. I have just taken library science main class number, that is 0 to 0, but here I have basically given 0 to and star. It is basically a truncated search basically to generate all the library science call to get the all the books having library science call numbers. Through I have searched in this search bar by library science, giving and choosing after subject. Therefore I was generating only 800 records. Basically all the library science books are not entitled under indexing of the library science. Some of the cataloging or classification books are indexed by the cataloging or classification or any other retrieval, these type of subject names, but basically they are under the library information science main class. So therefore I have chosen here 0 2 and star, so that I can get the, as per DDC or UDC, I can get the whole through the decimal system the whole class. And therefore I have got here 2788 result basically. And these 2788 results basically gives the total library and information science titles which are under our which is available under the Jadavpur University's both Salt Lake campus and main campus. And after that, from this as it is not possible for me to get all the ethnic ethnicity, generating ethnicity and or getting all the genders from these 2788 records there. Therefore I have chosen some sample. I have taken 90% confidence level with marginal error of point 0.1, that is 10%, using Sloven's formula. I have mentioned here the Sloven's formula and putting this population and as here I am written 2788 is a population and estimated deviation of error is 0.1, and through which I have found is 96 is the total samples I have to be studied. From that I have basically, I already previously said in the MS Excel I have given a formula ran between and through which the 1 to 2788 total number is the limit. Basically lower limit is the 1 and upper limit is the 2788, through which I have generated these 96 random numbers from MS Excel. And from that I have taken these serial numbers as the my sample data, bibliographic sample data from the OPEC, and I have taken this title, then first author, then I have find out the continent and countries, then genders, and again say if there is second author or third author, and then publisher, place, and year of publication. This data, all these 96 bibliographic data has been identified with continent, country, and gender. Through that basically after calculating I have found this graphical representation with a tabular one. We all can see that here is some continent wise authors individual data basically, with which total 97 total authors has been identified. against all 96 bibliographic records, I have to mention basically there was 71 individual authors who have written them individually without any collaboration, and 16 were joint author who have collaborated with two or three authors, and nine records I have found that was not having any author data, that was basically published by any department or any association. I don't find this nine record having any author details. So I have calculated against finally those 87 bibliographic records, out of which 97 was the total number of individuals who are representing those 87 literatures. Out of these 97 total authors, there was 72 male, that is the 74% of the whole, and 25 were the female, which is the 26% of the whole LIS individuals representing those literatures. And it shows basically some significant gender imbalance, so that males are basically dominating this LIS authorship globally. In the sorry, in the continent wise, if I some go for the analysis, that is 45 are the male from the Asia and 8 are the female. Basically 8 out of this 53, basically we all can see these 8 females are basically out of this 53, that is representing only 15% of the whole record I have found in terms of the continent Asia. And Asia has the highest number of authors basically, and basically these are mostly indigenous authors, Indian born authors mostly. And but there is a high gender gap, with male authors being dominating the field. And in terms of European continent, if I see 15 authors are there, out of which 13 are male, and that is 87%, and two of them are two is female out of this 15, that is only the 15% of the female. Basically it is similar to Asia, that is low female representation can be evident in the LIS authorship or editorialship in these literatures. Uh, for South America, it is very painful to see that is only one author I have found, out of which there was and there is no female representation, which is a very low contribution from the South America in this data set I have generated. And the North America, basically it is some having 11 are male, that is 42% of the whole representing, and 15, that is 15 are female. Basically it is the 58% of the North American authorship out of this 26. And it is the only continent we can see that having the female authorship that is exceeding the male authorship, that is 58%, where the male authorship is 42%. It is giving some gender little bit balance in order to other continents. And Oceania is the having only zero female contribution from the feminine authorships, complete lack of female representation from this Oceania and this South America. So basically this Asia and Europe has the largest number of LIS authorship, but low female representation. And in terms of global trend, if I want to see, that is 72 are males out of these 97. 72 are the male identification can be generated from this 97, and 25 are the females. So 74% of the these 97 Elias authorship can be found from the masculine gender. And basically effort are needed to promote for the gender diversity, especially in this Asia, then Europe, and Oceania, where women participation is significantly lower. Now if I go for the country wise some analysis, basically here we can see, here is India, which having 85% male basically, and 15% of the female contribution can be visible. Here is also the high gender disparity, as similar I have found the in the Asia, because mostly Indian all are coming in this Asia category. And for the USA, 42% of the male and 58% female basically. And for England, 86% male and 14% female. This India and England basically is going similar trend, giving some similar trend, where USA is the only country for the more female authorship than male. uh, Only male are representing 11, where 15 are the female, which is exceeding and showing little gender balance, where in terms of zero female representation can be found from Argentina, Britain, then New Zealand. They have no female representation, so indicates some potential barriers to the women's participation in this LIS research. So India and England's gender gap, there is high number of authorship, but female participation remains low in this India and England. So there is some need of diversity initiatives basically, to need for gender inclusive policies, mentorship programs, and equal opportunities in LIS publishing and editorialship. Some findings can be evident with that 25 are female out of these 97, so 26% of the total are women representation. And uh, 5 continents can be visible, though Asia is the frequent, but North America having the female representation higher than any other continents. And no individuals are identified from the Africa and Antarctica. Approx 55% of individuals were indigenous, while the rest represented the foreign origins. In terms of one thing I have to mention, that is I have got these out of 97 individuals, or out of 80, 86 those unique records, there was 5 Bengali vernacular based books I have found in this opaque record also. Out of that, 80 is 86, yes, sorry, 87 those books or other documents. In terms of India, basically male comprised of 85% of the identified individuals, while females are made of 15%. Few back I have analyzed another this type of study in the field of sociology. At that time I found 86% was the male representation and 14% of the female representation. So these both these domains are showing similar type of trend in terms of masculine or feminine authorship. Some suggestions can be identified here. So increasing gender diversity in authorship, first we have to encourage equal opportunities in research and publishing, so that we can provide grants, scholarships, and research fundings targeted for the women and underrepresented authors, to establish gender inclusive policies in the universities and research institutions, and for supporting mentorship programs that connect junior female researchers with senior and experienced scholars. In second one, for gender diversity, there is creating a more inclusive editorial and peer review process, so that increase female representation in the editorial boards and peer review committees. We can implement blind peer reviews to eliminate gender biasness in manuscript selection. We can train editors and reviewers on unconscious bias and in the publishing process. In the third one, supporting for work life balance for the women researchers, we can take some step like to develop policies for flexible work arrangement and research grants. We can recognize and reward non-traditional career paths, such as those are with career breaks for caregiving their childs. And we can promote co-authorship opportunities for the women to collaborate with diverse research teams and groups. Uh, in terms of addressing country-based imbalances in LIS authorship, there are some suggestions can be that is enhancing global research collaboration. So in terms of enhancing global research collaboration, we can create some international research partnership that involve authors from different parts of countries. Then we can encourage cross border co-authorship through exchange programs and several global and international seminar and conferences. We can promote joint funding opportunities between developing and developed nation. Basically what many US based universities can arranges with the IITs and IIMs, that they promotes cross culture studentship, and then promotes the cross academic studentship with their students to our Indian students. These type of things happens basically to address country based imbalance, to reduce country based imbalances. Then in terms of that, we can select reducing some economic and institutional barriers, so that we can offer waived or reduced article processing fees. Many repute journals takes article processing fees, which is too much high for many authors, for those are from the low income or low earning based countries or underdeveloped countries. We can provide free or subsidized access to the research databases and training and publishing platform. So recently actually government of India has comes with ONOS, one nation one subscription. Basically they are promoting that any student or any scholars from far villages may can also access through their college the all types of journals and periodicals through their ONOS, portal. They need not to subscribe many high costing databases like Scopus or anything. Therefore in terms of supporting language and accessibility, basically we need to encourage multilingual publishing options in LIS journals to accommodate non-English publishers. There are many people, those who are not convenient good enough with the English. They might in our Bengal, they might good in writing Bengalis, but they are not good enough in English. So we have to promote, encourage multilingual publishing in our LIS domain. In, we have to offer translation and editing support for the authors those are not convenient with these native English speaking backgrounds. And we have to also promote open access publishing, so that visibility of this research mm, can be from all regions worldwide and globally. And finally, one thing, for the suggestion for the promoting inclusive and allies research policies, we have to set some diversity target for the journals and conferences to create authorship from the diverse background. Basically we have to develop some policies for fair representation in publishing, and including some tracking authorship trends. We have to encourage government and institutions to invest in this LIS research, and we have to collect some more funds for the from the government, so that some developing countries can promote many researchers can get motivation through this those funding for the publishing. So in finally we can say that there is many gender imbalances are there. So inclusive representation with this LIS domain can be visible in both globally and regionally. So additional efforts should be made for the representation also for the continents, and include underrepresented regions like Africa. And we have to basically for my university, that is Jadavpur University, I can say to diversify our collection in our LIS domain. However, additional research may be required. Additional user survey on the students, scholars, faculties might be required to identify what are their preferences in the readership, what are the choices in selecting books. Therefore, further aligning my these current research findings with those readership study can help to comprehend the demand and supply in the libraries collection development and book selection policies, so that making decision on the collection development might be easier for the whole library committee for my university, and this can be also implemented in other universities also. With this note, I say this was from my part. uh, Thank you for listening. Mm,
Thank you, Niladri, for a beautiful presentation. Now I would like to request audience, if you have any query, please ask Niladri. If you have any observation, your suggestion. In the comment section, chat box, Dr. Anup Kumar Raut, uh, he has written that very good observation. Animesh Dotto, very nice presentation, Niladri.
thank you, Unup sir, and my friend Onimesh.
I think I think no other questions will be asked. So I am concluding that Mr. Majumdar very efficiently discussed about different socio-cultural factors like gender, ethnicity, language, religion, age, etc., to provide a broader view of cultural diversity. And we have to remember that his scope of the study is only the opaque records of Jadavpur University. He has retrieved the opaque records from Jadavpur University websites, and uh, we have we must know that when authors and editors come from different cultural, ethnic, linguistics, and socioeconomic backgrounds, they bring with them unique experiences that shape LIS theories and practices in meaningful ways. And academic institutions, publishers, and professional organizations must actively promote and support these diverse authors and editorial boards. And also, LIS journals and conferences must prioritize the inclusion of voices from the different indigenous scholars and researchers from different kind of marginalized backgrounds. So, Mr. Niladri Majumdar, thank you for a nice topic, and your way of presentation is very good. Thank you, Niladri, and I'm concluding here. And over to Pradipta.
Thank you, sir.
Before going into vote of thanks, I would like to announce that our next study circle number 40, will took place on 29th March. The speaker of the study circle will be Dr. Nilima Paul, librarian of Mrinalini Datta Mahavidyalaya. Now it's time for formal vote of thanks. I would like to convey my sincere gratitude on behalf of Universal Briefing towards Dr. Soumen Mondal sir, the president of this 39th study circle of Universal Briefing, for magnificently handling the session. Then I would like to thank our speaker of the study circle, Niladri Majumdar, Junior Research Fellow of Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University, for his informative presentation on the topic diversity among authors and editors representing LIS literature. I would like to thank all the participants who have joined in this session for their active participation and engagement, which have made this event a success. We are thankful to Jeet for his technical assistance in this study circle. I would also like to thank the convener of the study circle, Dr. Ovik Roy, librarian of Biogeo Memorial College, Kolkata, and chairperson of the study circle, Dr. Atanu Das, librarian of Vivekananda College for Women, Kolkata, for their valuable contribution. And last but not the least, I would like to thank Professor Udayan Bhattacharya sir, the President of Universal Briefing, for providing this excellent platform for scholarly communication. Thank you. Thanks to all. Stay happy, stay healthy.